It's AZ Audibles for week 4 of the high school football season. Eric Sorensen, Jordan Ham, I'm Jared Cohen. A lot of good stuff to go over from last week, things that have happened so far to this point, plus we'll look ahead to this weekend. Eric, let's start with you. Mountain Point, dominating performance over Chandler. They've always had some good running backs. There's a new name to make note of this year.
Gary Bragg, 5'10", 165-pound junior, already has almost 550 rushing yards this year. He had 3 touchdowns in a blowout win over Chandler. Who would have thought the Chandler Wolves would have been against the running clock instead of for the running clock? That's how lopsided that game was. Yeah, you mentioned some of the great running backs, Macarius Blunt, Paul Lucas, Brandon Leonard. The next in line is this Gary Bragg, 5'10", 165-pound junior, and he still has almost 2 years left.
And speaking of running backs, Jordan, there's a running back for Dysart. Dysart in itself is a great story so far this season.
Yeah, 4-0, second most points in 4A, and their running back, leading tackler, Pacey Prettyman. How's that for a name? 7 touchdowns on the year so far on that 4-0 squad.
Now, C.J. Fowler at Desert Ridge is an interesting story because he came in. He was not the starter to start the year last year. They brought him in. Desert Ridge went on that great run to the state title game. One of the issues with their team, though, was when they weren't able to declare the run, they weren't always able to count on Fowler to make a key throw to kind of keep the defense honest. Well, against Hamilton last Friday night, Fowler made some outstanding throws in crucial situations, which really opened things up for Tyrese Allen to be able to rush for over 300 yards in the game, plus he had 3 touchdowns. So Fowler is beginning to grow in front of our eyes, and man, if he can make some of these throws in crucial moments, they're still going to be run-centric, are the Jags. Man, if Fowler can throw some darts like he did against Hamilton, they can be a serious, serious threat in 6A. How about looking ahead to this week, Eric? You're going to tackle a Pima squad that has had so much success over the last few years. They're coming up to the Valley.
The Pima Rough Riders, they've won 52 of their last 57 games. They're making the jump up from 8-man to 11-man football. They're taking on Borgate Catholic. They have a 6'5", 200-pound wide receiver defensive end. He's a 4-sport athlete, Justin Karchner. Looking forward to see him on Friday night.
Jordan, how about you heading to the Southeast Valley?
Yeah, heading to Desert Edge, Mesquite. Really excited for this game. Desert Edge, just the sustained success they've had over the past few years where they have that strong run game, the strong defense, those big old offensive linemen. I think that's really helped them in the jump up to 5A, going back from Division III. That's kind of, I don't know what the conversion chart is on that, but they're now
Is there
up.
a chart?
I'm not sure.
Where can we look that chart up?
They're in a bigger division. You're still seeing them up at the top, and it's just a really impressive story. And then on the other side, Mesquite, they've been sort of a surprise team, 4-0 on the year, giving up 8 points a game.
That's really good stuff. I'm going to be checking out Red Mountain, going up north to Boulder Creek. Probably the longest proximity between two schools that could still be in the greater Phoenix area to play each other. That's probably not a fact. I'm sure there's a chart for that somewhere.
Next week, we'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, we'll look that up. So anyways, I'm intrigued to see Red Mountain because of all the teams under 500 this season, I think they might have to be the best because they've gone up, they blew out Basha, they lost to Hamilton by 1, and then they were on the wrong end against Chandler, but they have played really well against very talented teams. They go up to face a Boulder Creek team. That should be a good matchup this weekend. They have the transfer that came in at quarterback, Austin Duffy. He got some action last week. Lance Lawson, who's been playing quarterback, will go back more toward his true position, which is a receiver, slot receiver, maybe get some carries. Red Mountain has a lot of talented players. I'm excited to see what they look like my first time seeing them in person. So that's it for this week's edition of AZ Audibles on Sports360AZ.com.